All right. So in this segment, we're going to go over the English language arts syllabus. First of all, just need to know there are four main things that we're going to really hone down for English language arts. The first one is reading, writing, speaking and listening, and grammar. Those are the four sections that we're really going to focus on. And obviously, these are intertwined together. So it just kind of depends on how we're going to present it all together. So here we go. The first, just want to help you understand and get a framework of our whole curriculum. So we're going to start off by reading a classic novel, and these are some of the components that we're going to learn about. You know, character development, plot, symbolism, theme, conflict. These are all things that we're going to look at when we read a classic novel together. Number two, essay writing. In essay writing, the main things we're going to start off by saying basically by understanding what an essay is and what are some of the components of a good essay. So that's what these are right here. And then we need to know also different types of essays. So there's narrative essay. These are some of the components that we'll learn about, you know, what goes into writing a narrative essay. Then there's a descriptive essay. And this is where we're painting a picture, we're describing something, a place or an idea. And this is a descriptive essay here. Expository, we're explaining something. This is research based. And these are some criteria that we'll follow. And then finally, you have a persuasive essay where we're trying to convince somebody to take our point of view on something. And then we'll dive into some short stories or poetry. So it just depends. Um, if one semester we do a short story, the next semester we'll do poetry. Then we'll go into nonfiction, and nonfiction we'll talk about. These can be like news articles, it can be magazines. We'll do a project maybe when we put together, you know, maybe a student magazine or something like that. The idea here is to help you guys understand some of the components and analyzing um, about events that actually happened. Number five, we'll take a look at vocabulary, different ways that we can increase our vocabulary. Number six, we'll do a lot of speaking, participation, and presenting. You learn how to write a speech, how to present it yourself well and your ideas. Number seven, we'll go into some reading assignments. Those are always closely associated with our short reading or poetry or a novel. Typically, as a body of students, we discuss it in class. The literature that we're studying, we look at some of the themes, some of the literary devices. Then we have kind of a guide that kind of helps us really look for some of those things. Every single day we'll do a bell ringer. So number eight is a bell ringer. When you walk in, that's basically something that kind of helps. Think of it as a warm up to get you going for that day. Number nine, AR required reading. What's AR? Well, AR is accelerated reading. This is our independent reading program, and we do this just to help you guys just increase your vocabulary, just your reading comprehension of things, all sorts of great reasons why we should be reading. But at the end of the day, just to explain to you what AR is, table here, I'm going to show you a little bit of some of the different components on it. So every time that you read and you finish a novel, you earn a certain amount of points, and those are going to part of the AR points. And please note that as I read this, that if you are a student that you're just coming in, please remember that we will adjust the AR point goals that you need depending on what time you came in during the semester. But generally, if you started the semester with us, you'd have 80 points that you need to get. And this is equivalent to a certain amount of reading that you need to. And then, so 80 points is for high school students who start the semester um, off with us. They don't have an IEP. And then if you are a high school student, and you do have an IEP, then you need to get 60 points by the end of the semester. And then that's equivalent to quarterly. So our quarterly goals are basically to kind of think of them as milestones that need to be crossed. So if you're trying to get 80 points by the end. That means every 4 weeks you need to have 20 points, which is equivalent to about 2 books read every month. So think of it like that. If you are a middle school student, you have 40 points is the goal for you, and that can be split up into getting 10 points for every 4 weeks. Okay, that's about 1 book every 4 weeks. Okay. And then if you are middle school students and you have an IEP, then we ask for you to get about 20 points. And then that's about 5 points. So that's just over a little under 1 book per month for you. AR guidelines, we have to remember that yes, you guys have a weekly reading log. Every day that you're reading, you keep track of the pages that you're reading. And then you need to have your family teacher or staff here or somebody at the home stamp and sign your reading log, and you earn points each week. I collect those on Monday. And so for every day that you read, Monday through Friday, you earn 2 points. So altogether, it's a 10-point assignment. Okay. A book plan, we'll get more into that, but it's basically you select the amount of pages that you want to read and how long it's going to take you. And then we kind of hold you accountable to making sure that you are reading and you're going to finish that book according to the time that you have set forth for yourself. The next thing is taking AR tests. So when you take an AR test, you take that at the Renaissance website, which I'll explain more later. But the idea is that you're going to need to have the following. You need an AR confirmation sheet that just lets us know that what book that you took the AR test on. Um, if you were, making sure that you had your reading logs, make sure that you were facilitated by a staff, all of that. You had a physical copy of the book, you had an AR book plan, all of that is combined to your confirmation sheet. AR incentives. So AR incentives, what they are is that you don't get a grade for passing your AR test. However, you earn positive reward points that we call AR incentives. In order for you to do that, you need to make sure that your reading logs are filled out properly, stamped and signed, that you're passing your AR test, and you get for every point that you earn for an AR point, that's equivalent to 50 cents, okay, in money that you get. And so right here, we just award you your account. It will. So for example, if you earn 10 AR points, that would be $5, right? Because 10 divided by 50 cents, basically, that's about $5. So we actually pay you to read. Again, we're just trying to cultivate a culture where it's positive, and you guys hopefully enjoy reading. There are some other things. Mr. Stewart is the overall, as our principal, he is the one that gets to decide, what incentives that you earn on a, monthly basis type of thing. Here are some additional rules for COVID-19. Please make sure that you do have assigned seats, so make sure you stay there the whole time. So you get to pick them the first day of school. You pick them and you just stay there. That's your assigned seat. Please ask for permission if you need to get up to get anything. You can't share your supplies. Wear a mask when you are not at your desk. Your desk has to be facing forward the whole time. um, Absolutely no touching or physical contact with anybody. If we're going to the library, only one student can enter the library at a time. um, we'll clean our desks, everything by the end of each period, and so forth. If you're absent or self quarantine, all of your work will be in Google Classroom. Finally, here's Harvey. Harvey stands for homework, assignment sheet, reading log, your book, and your classroom materials. These are the expectations that when you enter Mr. Watson's class, and I say, all right, guys, get out Harvey, make sure you have everything. This is what I'm talking about. So you're going to come in, you're going to turn in your homework, you're going to write down the assignment that's on the board. You're going to pull out your reading log, make sure you have that, make sure you have a book, and you're going to make sure you have all of your classroom materials out, your computer, whatever you need for that class is going to be out. Okay. Finally, guys, make sure again, go through and read this whole syllabus. And then I want you to put in today's date. I want you to get your family teacher to go ahead to sign it and stamp it, and then turn this back into me, and you will be all set to go. All right. Thank you, guys.